everybody. Thank you for joining us here at Simply for Fun. We are glad that you could be a part of this time we're going to have together. We're going to be doing a game that we haven't played in a while, and we definitely haven't played it with these two as part of the discussion. This is something we call judging a book by its cover. Now, we're not supposed to judge people by their covers, but judging a book, at least in this instance, is okay. So they have, Lauren and Brianna have found 2 books, and actually we're going to have a DVD this time.
Shaking it up.
Shake it up a little bit, and we're going to have to do our best to try and guess what that book / DVD is about.
So The Mermaid Chair.
By Sue Monk Kidd.
The Mermaid.
Has some beautiful shells on the
Best-selling
cover.
author of
The
The
Secret Life of Bees.
Has grass or a field in the picture.
We got. Is that a dragon?
Is there a dragon?
It could be a
Is
dragon.
that a dragon?
could
We have a
be.
dragon
Could be a
on the
dragon.
cover.
Fly.
I think it's just a
I
bird.
think it's just like a seagull.
This one doesn't seem weird.
So I
but-
think this is a story about a little girl finding this like chair that's washed up on the shore of a beach near the village she lives in, and while it was all nasty and old looking, she has refurbished it and made it look nice, kind of like a coming of age that she was a little messed up and has become a beautiful mermaid chair herself.
Oh, Devin.
Yeah.
That's pretty
beautiful.
deep.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
We did not.
I think it's a totally different story from that. So here's what I think. I think that there is a mermaid that is trying to. She's in love with this dragon. There's a dragon on the front of the cover. So she's in love with the dragon, but in order for the dragon and her to be together, she has to earn the right to learn to be on the mermaid chair, and that's like a board of directors for mermaids.
This sounds like a fascinating book, Matt.
Yeah, so it's like but like it's kind of like Aquaman, you know, like but. So she's got to earn her right to be on the mermaid chair, and that means she has to go through these fights, and then at the very end they have a shell selection contest that you have to pick the shell, and it's kind of like that scene in Indiana Jones where they have to pick pick the Holy Grail. It's like that, but it's with shells.
So you combined a bunch of different things into this lovely
You have
story.
to find Shelley's shell.
Yeah. You have to sell it by the
That she sells.
seashore.
I think that this is actually a total rip-off from Game of Thrones. I think that they decided, well, I can't do a direct correlation with Game of Thrones, so let's do it underwater. So the
That
whole
works.
thing is about
That's why there's dragons.
the one who
This is a fun game.
rules the entire sea.
Yeah.
And all the regions around in the various stretches of the oceans is the person who reigns on the mermaid chair, not the Iron Throne, but the mermaid chair.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
like
this epic battle between all these different houses of mermaids. You know, some of them are fish on bottoms, some of them are fish on tops. Some of them are 75% fish. Some of them are
Just have fins.
like 25. They're like Kevin
little
Costner.
antler.
They just have bills. And then Jason Momoa is actually he's rumored to be taking place in his Aquaman role as the one who
I didn't
reigns
know.
on the mermaid throne
Well,
for the chair.
fact
Isn't
that
he
you
in
both
Game
got
of
the
Thrones?
Aquaman.
Yes.
So he's in
There's
both.
gonna be a crossover.
It's connected.
Crossover.
Oh, in the
He
end,
didn't really
they
die. He went to be with the mermaids.
Do I get to read what it's about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can't wait. It's so good.
I'm sorry.
You guys have
Okay.
to decide who gets closest.
I know. A vividly imagined love story between a woman and a monk. A woman and her husband, and ultimately a woman and her own soul.
So it's an old person love
So
triangle?
it ultimately
Devin-
transcendent tale of Jesse Sullivan's self-discovery.
He's closest because he would say it was a story of transformation.
Okay, so Devin has one up on us.
Good luck on this next one.
Oh, this one's my favorite by far.
I don't even know what to say.
By far.
Flatland, a romance of many dimensions.
The blue square is so boring. It's like there should be something else.
Is that
there.
red orb
I like
on
how
the
it says
horizon?
Flatland
It's like a
in a
scratch or
shadow right
Yeah,
there.
very faintly,
Faintly like
on the horizon. So I haven't read this,
Depends.
but what this is about, this is basically a fan fiction of Tron, the Disney film. Basically, it takes place on the grid, and it is a romance novel of different programs that have fallen in love, but they shouldn't have. You know.
oh, those programming systems.
Yeah, one program's meant for finances, and the other one's meant for video games, and somehow
no.
they've fallen in love. It's kind of a Romeo and Juliet kind of story. But yeah, that's what this is a kind of a love fan fiction for Tron fans.
I like it.
Darn.
What I think,
my
I
idea.
think that what this is it is like it's a dimension for your dreams, and so what happens is it's kind of like that Inception movie.
Yeah.
So like you have your dreams, and so you can go into your dreams, but because of the dimension that you're in, everything's flat. So like everything's like just. So like this, you're all like blue squares.
So we're like 3D, but this is everything's flat.
Yeah, so so like everything else is flat. We're 3D because we're in our own dream, but everything else is flat. And so this is where people go to like get together and like have their little like rendezvous. And so but
People.
yeah. But what happens is there's like the ruler of Flatland. He goes in and he can manage everybody's dreams, and so they need to overthrow him because he's making some really bad decisions.
It sounds like
I like how in-depth
Westworld.
your stories get. I really like it.
See, I think this is like a prequel to that Disney Pixar movie, Wreck-It Ralph, where they had to pass through the video game plot,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
That's like what?
So this is, there's that in-between time, where, what's her name? The little princess
Sugar
girl.
Rush. Princess
Sugar, whatever her name is. Yeah.
Penelope.
Penelope.
Yeah,
Penelope.
there you go.
So she goes, she kind of stays in, the exciting game over there, that was all new and actiony, and then Ralph goes back, but he realizes I'm lonely. So he goes to, via these electrical surge protectors, he makes a journey to the online world, where he finds all these love stories and some of these love games that are out there that are online, and he hacks into one of those, and he's trying to find love in the dimension on the internet.
wow.
Poor Ralph.
That's beautiful.
He just wanted to find love.
Well, I don't know if we can say any of them are close. I'll just start
Go for it.
reading this. This masterpiece of science and mathematical fiction is a delightfully unique and highly entertaining satire that has
fiction.
charmed readers for more than 100 years.
Yeah.
I didn't check how old it was. The work of English clergyman, educator, and Shakespearean scholar Edwin Abbott.
Wow.
It describes the journey of a square, a mathematician and resident of the two-dimensional flatland, where women, thin straight lines, are the lowliest of shapes, and where men have any number of sides depending on their social status. Would you like me to keep going?
No.
I'm good.
I don't need any more. You want to read this?
I'm real curious.
This is in our Simply for Adults section.
I feel like Matt's is the closest because he was talking
He talked about
the 3D
dimensions.
and the different.
That's true.
different
Yeah, it
shapes.
is talking about
Yeah, that's
that.
right. Flat.
Okay.
People- Okay. Yeah, Matt
Sorry,
gets
Fries,
this.
So I
you get
guess
to,
we
you
get
get to
to
read
that.
it and give us a book
Book
review on
report.
your next
If it's
book
a
report.
mathematical
Book
book, I
report.
don't think I can read it.
Ooh, it's highlighted.
Oh, even
You just
better.
have to read the highlighted parts.
That's all.
That's
Those are the only important parts.
DVD round.
If someone's seen this movie, I will be surprised.
Yes.
Willard.
We looked real hard for movies
With
no one has seen.
Crispin Glover.
I can't review this one.
You
Have
read
you
it,
seen
Erin?
this movie?
I cannot believe you saw this.
Willard.
We
He's
were
in
for
everything.
sure. I figured if anyone had
I've-
seen it, it would be him.
I've
a different
never
one,
seen
then.
it.
Wonderfully Deranged is the review of it. Well,
We
I
could
can
have
give you a
him.
fake one.
I would say we could have him describe it at the end and see if
No,
he
'cause I don't
remembers.
remember how closely it is, but
Willard.
You could try.
I have an unfair advantage. I'll give one that's I know is not related to
It
it.
doesn't give you much.
I knew if anyone had seen this movie, it would be Graham.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So this movie is about a man named Willard, obviously, and he has trained his rat to cook, and basically his rat runs
Ratatouille.
away and
It's Ratatouille.
finds his way to France, Paris specifically, and helps a amateur chef become a pro almost immediately.
Wow. That's
Wow.
such an original idea.
I know. But funnily enough, at the very end, the rat turns on him and eats him.
Oh, that is
That's the
wonderfully
Grimm
deranged.
Fairy Tales version of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so basically, like, this is like his origin story of like how he develops, and he's kind of like really creepy and stuff, and he's not really violent, but he likes to sniff his rat. He likes to smell the smell of Willard's hair, and so but then one day Willard dies, and he becomes deranged and turns into an assassin.
Okay. It says, for years, Willard Stiles has been trapped in a dead-end job with no friends and no future. Willard's life seems hopeless until he makes an eerie discovery. He shares a powerful bond with the rats that dwell in his basement. Now a guy who has been trampled in the rat race his entire life is suddenly ready to tear up the competition, beginning with his boss.
Well, I guess I didn't win because I thought the rat's name was Willard.
How does it
Wee
end,
lad.
Graham?
I don't remember. I knew it was something like what was here.
Unforgettable journey
It was
into
not
the
a good
mind of a
movie.
madman.
Controlling the
It
rat.
doesn't look like a good movie.
Well, who won between these two?
Well, he said Ratatouille, and I feel like... What?
I didn't say anything about Ratatouille. What's that?
I said
But
the
using a rat to get ahead in the business world.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
yeah,
true.
he won.
I guess
All
we have
right,
it.
so Devin, I think you have won again. We will play this game again in the near future, but we'll try and get you guys involved next time. Now that you know what the game's about.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us here for Simply Fun. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.